Starting from the rest, at the same time, a ring, a coin and a solid ball of the same mass roll down an inclined plane without slipping. The ratio of their translational kinetic energies at the bottom will be equal to. If I consider that there is a inclined plane and the height over here is equal to h and all three of them have the same mass, it is not specified but I am assuming that all three of them have the same mass and the same radius over here. So we have to find out the kinetic energy at the bottom, the ratio of the kinetic energy at the bottom. Okay. So basically the potential energy at the top will get converted into kinetic energy at the bottom. Let the incline be equal to theta over here. Okay. So let us find out the kinetic energy. We have to find out the ratios of the translational kinetic energy. So for the first body, which is over here a ring. Okay. Ring over here is left from this point. Okay. So over here it will be equal to the total potential energy at the top will be equal to mgh. It will be equal to half mv square. This is rotational kinetic energy. Okay. This is translational kinetic energy plus half mv square k square by r square. This is rotational kinetic energy. Okay. So basically over here, let me write the translational kinetic energy, that is the half mv square, as c. So c plus it will be equal to k square by r square. K over here for a ring will be equal to 1. Okay. K over here for the ring will be equal to r, or it will be k will be equal to r. So basically it will be equal to c plus c. Okay, is equal to mgh. So for the ring C1, let me write this as C1, it will be equal to mgh divided by 2. Let this be equation number 1. Okay, this is the translational kinetic energy for a ring. Second, for a coin can be treated as a cylinder. Okay, coin can be treated as a cylinder. So I will use the same formula, mgh will be equal to half mv square rotational kinetic translational kinetic energy, plus for a cylinder k will be equal to r divided by root 2. So basically it is equal to half k, when I substitute k is equal to r divided by root 2, it will be equal to half plus half mv square, which can be written as mgh over here will be equal to 3 by 2 into c2. Okay. So c2 over here will be equal to 2 mgh divided by 3. Let this be equation number 2. Okay, let this be equation number 2. And finally for a sphere, I can use the same formula again. mgh will be equal to half mv square plus over here, plus it will be equal to half mv square into k. K for a solid sphere is equal to 2 by root 2 by 5 r. So when I square that part, it will be equal to 2 by 5. Okay, basically it will be equal to 2 by 5. So mgh will be equal to 2 by 5 plus 1, which is equal to 7 by 5 into c3. Okay, into c3. Okay, so c3 will be equal to 5 by 7 mgh. Let this be equation number 3. Okay, so I can say that over here I have got the ratio as c1 is equal to mgh divided by 2, and c2 over here will be equal to mgh into 2 by 3, and finally over here it will be equal to 5 by 7. Okay, over here it will be equal to 5 by 7 mgh. So we have to find out the ratio between them. Okay, how do we find out the ratio? That is c1 is to c2 is to c3. We first multiply over here. Mgh can be written as 2 times c1, and mgh will be equal to, over here mgh will be equal to 3 by 2 c2 is equal to mgh will be equal to 7 by 5 c3. Okay, so over here we want the common denominator, so we will divide it by 21. So over here I can say that we will divide it by 21. So c1 divided by 21 will be equal to into 2 will be equal to, over here will be equal to, over here if I divide it by 21, it will be c2 divided by 14 will be equal to c3 divided by 15. So again I will divide it by 2 because the 2 is remaining over here. So c1 divided by 21 is equal to c2 divided by 28 is equal to c3 divided by 30. Okay, so the ratio of c1 is to c2 is to c3 will be equal to 21 is to 28 is to 30, which is option number C.